Oscar Piastri has started this season in a very weird way. He didn't start the first two races, and then in the third race in Japan, he scored a second place after leading the race for a while. This made me wonder if these regulations, which are hard to get used to for some drivers, aren't really quite handy for the reserved Australian. Could he be the driver, with the help of the powerful Mercedes engine, who takes the fight to Russell and Antonelli? I'm Wimbo. Here's 3 seconds to leave a like. The season started with Piastri's home race in the town where he's actually from. Oscar is from, or really close to, Melbourne. I hope I'm saying that the Aussie way. A new season, a new set of very weird regulations. A good opportunity to wash away the dirty taste the third place in the standings left behind from 2025. The practice sessions in Australia started well. He finished higher than his world champion teammate Lando Norris in all 3 sessions, even topping FP2. In qualifying, Piastri set faster times than his teammate in Q1, 2 and 3, giving him a starting position on the third row in P5. McLaren had some issues with the Mercedes engine. It was a case of the Woking team not knowing enough about the engine and the software to get as much out of it as Mercedes, the manufacturer itself. On his way to the grid spot, on the formation lap, disaster struck. He took a curb a little too wide, which would have been no issue last season, and then the engine gave him a little surge and he spun into the wall. No start for Oscar Piastri in his friggin' home race. Bummer, mate. It was Lando Norris who finished in P5, behind the Mercedes cars and the Ferraris. Then the travelling circus went to China, which was a sprint weekend. Great idea to do that so early, FOM. Lando Norris was quicker in the one and only practice session, and then it was time to qualify for the sprint. Lando put the car in P3, Piastri in P5. Norris finished the sprint in P4 and Piastri in P6, his first 3 points of the season. In qualifying for the main race, Piastri beat his teammate again. He got himself into P5, while Norris was in P6. The race before that, in Australia, Oscar also started in P5, but then he didn't start at all. Surely that wouldn't happen again. Well, McLaren had found some gremlins in Lando's car, and by the time the race almost started, it became clear he wasn't going to start. Papaya rules. If one driver doesn't start one race, the other one won't start the next. Fair is fair. Well, no. Oscar also had an issue and was hauled off the grid at the last moment. Both McLarens out. I guess the DNS hotline was making overtime. Then we went to Suzuka, the awesome circuit in Japan. Lando was quicker in FP1 and Oscar Piastri topped the timings in FP2. In FP3, Oscar was a little quicker than Lando again. He was in P4 and Norris in P6. Qualifying went well for Piastri. He was on the second row, behind the 2 Mercedes cars, and Norris in P5. As you can tell, Piastri is faster than Norris in most sessions. The race went really well for Piastri. He benefited from Russell's issues and the safety car timing, and he scored a P2 finish. A good haul of points. Lando finished P5. I noticed a few things in what Piastri said and what Norris complained about, and that gave me the idea that Piastri might have a certain benefit over other drivers on the grid. So hear me out. We're in the April break right now, as per this video, which was written and recorded at Easter. And the regulations are being looked at by the organizers. Things like the annoying super clipping, downshifting, and the completely unnatural way these cars have to be driven, thanks to the large battery and the 50-50 split in battery and ICE deployment, are things where possibly some changes will be made. The FIA will look at the dangerous differences in speed, and they'll decide soon who gets to upgrade their engines and who doesn't. I highly doubt it will make a huge difference, but especially for the safety of the drivers, it would be good if cars didn't drive 50 km per hour slower before a turn than the driver behind them, who's using some sort of overtake mode. This is because Oliver Brehm had a 50G crash in Japan when Franco Colapinto was recharging. Bigger changes will be made for the 2027 season, hopefully, as this way of racing isn't popular amongst the drivers and the fans. In any case, some of the side effects of these regulations might benefit certain drivers with a lot of restraint. A driver like Oscar Piastri. You see, my theory is that Piastri is always very calm and controlled. Well, most of the time. He wasn't in Baku last season. Most of the time he uses his brain to drive the car fast. He's not the best when it comes to low grip tracks, and he's not a driver who's known to throw his car into turns to gain the most time. Soft and steady. That's the way to go for Oscar. These cars, with the battery, require drivers to take it easy in certain parts of the track. A well-calculated few turns can give huge benefits later on in the lap, on the straight, when they can deploy their gathered energy. Obviously, this is counterintuitive, and this is why a lot of drivers hate it. But as long as it's there, you might as well reap the benefits from it. So Oscar Piastri, in a car built by Rob Marshall, with the strongest engine built by Mercedes, with his calm and collected style, could possibly make things very hard for the two Mercedes drivers. Lando Norris, who's more of a driver who likes to live on the edge of grip, will have a hard time beating Oscar again. I'm expecting a lot from the huge package of upgrades coming from Rob Marshall and his team on the McLaren MCL40. Miami is where their dominance started 2 seasons ago. They were behind Max Verstappen and his Red Bull in 2024, but in Miami they brought the fastest package. If Russell and Antonelli get into some squabbles, I reckon Piastri will reap the benefits. Now, before you say, what about the Ferraris? Well, of course, they will be there as well. It's just that I've never seen them have huge improvements with upgrades. Correct me if I'm wrong. Fred Vasseur says they have prepared a package and a half. I bet you we'll see them go backwards by half. I've seen upgrade packages that were dumped again after a few months. I've seen upgrade packages that changed nothing. So I'm a little careful to jump on the Leclerc-Hamilton hype train for this season. Lewis Hamilton has actually started struggling already, but he's afraid to admit it because he says he likes the regs and it's not yo-yo racing. I have also noticed that Mercedes has been more open about their power unit towards McLaren. Zak Brown must have grabbed hold of Toto Wolff and demanded a few things, as things couldn't continue the way they were with the reliability issues. I know I have some loyal Australian subscribers here. I wonder if this video cheers them up. If Oscar Piastri can't win the title this season, at least he can destroy that annoying Pandoporus, right? Nah mate, I'm just kidding. I like Lando again. At this moment, Piastri is 51 points behind Kimi Antonelli. That's quite a lot, but we still have 19 races left and some sprints. So much will change during the season. Fred Vasseur said there will be a completely new championship from Miami on. So bring it on for Osk. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're new here and you want to see more of my videos, click subscribe and you'll get my next video on your timeline, I think. I also have a lovely group of members who get my videos earlier and special content. If you're interested in that, you can also become a member. Take care now. Doei doei.